So, hi guys, I wanted to cover the Sean Diddy Combs Puff Daddy whole case, but I wanted to do my due diligence, and I wanted to break these video up into segments slash portions. And I want to go over exactly what he's being charged for and why I think he's going to jail. I'm not here to divulge his sex life and what his preferences are or how he deals with the woman that he's with. I'm here to strictly talk about what he's charged for, why I think he's going to jail, and why I think the prosecution already proved some of his case. So Diddy was charged with racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. I'm going to divulge into racketeering and conspiracy. It says this charge alleged that Combs used his business empire to facilitate a criminal enterprise, including engaging in sex trafficking and other crimes. The other one is sex trafficking. Let's divulge and investigate what sex trafficking means. It says Combs is accused of forcing and coercing individuals into engaging into sexual acts. The last one is transportation to engage in prostitution, and it says this charge stems from allegation that Combs transported individuals. This charge stems from allegation that Combs transported individuals across state or international lines for the purpose of engaging in prostitution. So in this video, I wanted to focus mostly on sex trafficking, and I realized that a lot of people don't understand what sex trafficking is, what it means, and what it entails in Diddy's case. Sex trafficking, as defined by federal law in the United States, involves the recruitment, harboring, transporting, provisions, obtaining, patronizing, or soliciting of a person for the purpose of criminal sex act. And you have three different sex trafficking laws on the federal side. It has commercial sex acts, and it says this refers to any sex act on account of which anything of value is given or received by any person. So commercial sex acts, this refers to any sex act on account of which anything of value is given or received by any person. And this is the portion of what I'm going to show you that the prosecution in Diddy's case definitely found that he is guilty of sex trafficking, explicitly commercial sex act under U.S. federal law. So I'm going to tell you the key claims and testimony presented so far in Diddy's case, federal sex trafficking case, that corroborate these allegations of sex trafficking. And I'm saying key for the people because I don't want to get into his sexual escapades. I'm just giving you exactly what was said on the stand and how it proves that he was sex trafficking under U.S. law. Jane, which is who is on the stand now, Jane testified that in June of 2024, Combs physically abused her, forced her to take ecstasy, and demanded she engage in sex with a male escort. She described multiple hotel freak-offs or hotel nights, drug group sex session with hired escort. Though she sometimes appeared compliant in text, she said she felt pressure and fearful. Combs allegedly paid her $10,000 monthly rent and threatened to evict her or release tapes when she resisted. So let's go back to sex trafficking. Sex trafficking include recruitment, harboring, transporting, providing, obtaining, patronizing, or soliciting. Okay, you can go and look up what all those words mean and show that her testimony corroborated all those things. Jane recounted instances of physical beatings following her refusal, such as after arguments and then being forced into sexual scenarios. She claimed he threatened to release explicit videos to shame her, including threats involving her child's father. Go into Cassie's testimony, and it says Cassie described freak-offs as choreographed performance style events, and she had with male escorts at Combs' instruction. She testified they often lasted days with heavy use of ecstasy, Molly, and cocaine. And let me remind people that once drug or alcohol is involved, you cannot get consent from someone to have sex. Just a quick reminder to all the people out there that think that because they were sleeping together and they were in a relationship for 10 years, that he got consent. She said these events were very choreographed, with Combs controlling lighting, participation, and even ordering candle wax, oil, and baby oil to be applied every few minutes. Cassie identified escorts flown in from cities like Los Angeles, Miami, Las Vegas, New York, and even international sites like Ibiza and Turks and Caicos. Go into what sex traffic is again. Combs is accused of forcing and coercing individuals into engaging in sexual acts. These charges stem from allegation that Combs transported individuals across state lines or international lines for the purpose of engaging in prostitution. Did you hear all the cities that they mentioned and places and countries that they mentioned that they went to? Let me tell you guys again. Cassie identified escorts flown in from cities like Los Angeles, Miami, Las Vegas, New York, and even international sites like Ibiza and Turks and Caicos. So he transported or paid for escort to cross multiple state lines, cross country lines for the purpose of sex. And that is sex trafficking under U.S. law. Cassie testified that Combs used recorded videos as leverage, warning he would expose them to ruin her career or embarrass her. She told the jury Combs played a freak-off video on a phone to intimidate her, even after she thought she deleted it. It was humiliating, disgusting, and I never wanted anyone to see me like that, she said. Let's go into inducement. Inducement means the commercial sex act must be introduced by force, fraud, or coercion. What does that sound like to you if someone is threatening to release sex tapes of you to ruin not only your life and your career, but how other people see you? That is called coercion. That is also called manipulation. In Cassie's testimony, she said Combs pay $5,000 to $10,000 per session for male escorts to participate in freak-offs, sometimes paid in cash. Payments were allegedly made in cash or through Combs' staff, avoiding direct financial trails. Cassie said this pattern of escort use and payments persisted through their 11-year relationship from 2007 to 2008. Cassie's statements regarding escort payments are the key commercial sex act elements required under federal sex trafficking law. Example, the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. Even though she herself was not compensated, the exchange of money for sex involving coercion and transportation is central to proving trafficking. So to all the people that are saying that they haven't proved that he was sex trafficking people is why I made this video. Because I find that a lot of people don't understand the logistics of what sex trafficking is, especially on the federal level, because of all the sexual stuff that have been divulged. They are not really paying attention to the facts and the details. So with that being said, in my next few videos, I am going to put in racketeering and the other one that he was charged for, but I'm making these videos a little at a time so I can divulge the facts and not divulge his sexual escapades. So with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.